Hey y'all, I'm Todd Bailey.
What's up? It's Arie Lumberdozy.
And this is fucking Brewtal.
Get in the pit, stock up the fridge, and listen. We're here to cover the latest in metal news and craft beer. A match made in hell.
If it makes you bang your head, then we want to hear it. If it tickles your taste buds, share those suds.
Turn it up to 11.
Crack open that beer.
It's about to get brutal.
What is up, Hopwolves? It's your boys, Todd and Arie, coming at you with episode 94 of Brewtal Podcast. We're recording on November 3rd. October went too fast. Can we talk about that for just a second? Like, it went too fast.
It always does, dude. And no lie, like I was actually like super sad on Halloween, and I think like some of that has to do with like just how fast October goes.
Season changes like the leaves, damn it.
It truly does, dude. But it always seems like, you know, especially like for the two of us, like it's just always like really busy. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
It is
like
a busy month. Yeah.
Just and I feel like that has to do with like, I mean, yes, the love of the spookiness, but at the same time, trying to get things like done before winter, like instinctually trying to get them done to be like, I don't know if because I don't want to go outside in the winter time, dude. So I got to get this shit in now.
Dude, it's actually been cold down here. It's been in the 40s and below.
Guys are gonna have the big freeze over again.
Probably
Hopefully not.
I mean, well, you see how optimistic I am, and it's not going to happen again.
Well, I mean, what was it? It only happens every like 10 years, right? According to the Texas government. But whatever,
Well,
you know, we shouldn't be prepared for things of that nature.
We're on our own grid down here, so let's see what the fuck happens.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I think before we get into everything, as the Hopwolves know, meat and potatoes, what was your favorite horror movie that you watched this season? I'm actually two questions. What's your go-to for this season, and what's one that you watched this year that you really, really liked?
Go-to is always, of course, Friday the 13th. It's just a classic movie to me. I love seeing Kevin Bacon speared.
Classic.
Bacon on a
Classic.
spear. Sizzling.
Damn, that should... Any horror-themed restaurants, there you go.
They could
There's one in
also
Cleveland.
bring out an empty plate and be like, this is also Kevin Bacon from Halloween.
Underrated classic.
Underrated. You know what? I watched Barbarian this season, which I loved revisiting that.
Fuck yeah.
This is going to be controversial to you as well. I actually really liked Malignant.
No, I thought that one was pretty solid.
I thought you hated it. Maybe
No.
maybe it was someone else. I loved the twist, which you can somewhat see coming, but I thought it was really, really well done. It's B-movie campy in a way that it's almost like The Evil Dead, where the chair scene cracked me up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's just launching a chair, and then they get hit, and then nothing really comes up that. But I love the cinematography. James Wan, bro, you're doing good things. And I don't know, it was very creepy. I love like the underground area and all that. That was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, it reminded me of like old horror movies in a way, but at the same time it was very fresh. And then of course he added a twist, but I thought it was pretty unique. And a film like that, like there's so many remakes. I love that exists. Relatively not that long ago, he made like an original film. So that got my stamp of approval this Halloween season.
That's a good pick, man. Yeah, I know that one got a lot of flack for many reasons, but
Yeah.
I thought it was solid. And to your points, you know, it was a good homage to, like you said, like older horror. And I know Juan wanted to do like a giallo type film.
Yeah.
So like he really nailed like a lot of the tropes with that, and it was cool. I didn't expect it to go like the direction that it did, because like at first I'm like, man, this feels like Insidious, this feels like The Conjuring, which it's not a bad thing because it is James Wan, but then it went in a different direction. And like you said, like you can kind of see the twist coming, like once you start to like get into the flow of the film. But yeah, it was well done. And a lot of that stuff like was done in camera, like the tricks, like
that's cool.
The actress, like, well, you'll see it. Like when you see it, be like, there wasn't like a ton of CGI that they use, like enhancements and stuff for sure, but pretty cool. I thought that one was solid, but also like I fucking love James Wan. So there's that.
That's the thing. I knew it's on HBO. If anyone wants to watch it, HBO Max. That Barbarian's on there, and there's Nun 2. I have yet to see that, but I really want to.
Right. I'm leery about that one because I did not like the first one, but I also didn't like the first Annabelle, and Creation and Comes Home are actually really fucking good. So I have hope that this one is better than the first one. Also, I love the fact that the Farmingas are in the Waniverse. I don't know.
That's
super good. But yeah, those are all really awesome. Great suggestions. My two go-tos are always Halloween and Trick or Treat for the season.
Classics.
So yeah, have to do those. And then one, actually, we just saw one the other day that I really liked called Suitable Flesh. It was playing.
I saw your post. Yes, I wanted to actually ask you about that.
That was cool. It was an unproduced script that Stuart Gordon, RIP friend, wrote before, like, I don't know, like when he's been dead for a number of years, but he's a big proponent of H.P. Lovecraft adaptations. So like he did like Reanimator, Dagon, From Beyond. Like I love all those films. So anyway, this is another adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft, and I thought it was really well done. Like Gordon, it had like his flair still. It was directed by Joe Lynch, who's also like a very solid director. But yeah, it was cool. More or less, it's like about a sex demon that just kind of like starts body swapping, and it's good. Like I really enjoyed it, and there's a really cool theater downtown called the Harris Theater, which I'd never been to, but it's like a little like an art house cinema type of deal. So that was fun. Sky and I went to see that. We also saw Bodies, 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 which was actually pretty fun and pretty solid. It's an A24 horror film that came out. I think it was earlier this year, actually.
Was it the one where like a young group of people get into a house together and then they start dying?
It's a Gen Z slasher.
Oh, yeah, okay. I think I'm pretty sure we're talking about the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Pete Davidson's in it.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, that one was pretty cool. It's not my favorite one from A24, but I thought it was solid. It was a good modern take on the whodunit and like the slasher genre. So it was fun. Like it's cringy, like if you're not Gen Z, like dialogue wise, but like they nailed the tone for sure.
Ooh, you know what I actually really liked is the new Goosebumps.
You didn't see that one yet.
You have to get past the first episode because there's a little bit of that where you're like, that's slightly cringe with the dialogue, but it ties in everything from that first episode. Like each episode after another, like they're all tied together. And I actually really like that.
Nice. I've heard really nothing but good things about the series, which is very exciting. And anything that Justin Long's in has my stamp of approval.
I was just about to say that, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, he adds to it. I actually really like the cast. The cast, I have cat hair floating everywhere. The cast is a little hard to get into again with that first episode, but once you get past that, you're like, okay, I'm on board.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of other really like sick stuff that came out this year. And this Halloween season, I know like I really still want to. We start watching like the newest season of Creepshow, which I'm a big fan of that reimagining. But on the top of the list after that is Fall of the House of Usher, the new Flanagan series on Netflix. Also fucking love Mike Flanagan. A lot of good stuff this Halloween season, spooky season. But even though it's gone, it's not in our hearts, damn it. It lives on. I have one more spooky beer for the season. If you want to just jump right into the beer breakdowns, friend.
Let's do it. If you'll have me.
I always have you. Always have you.
I have to start because mine is almost less than half. I am drinking Violet again. I'm sorry, Hopwolves.
Weak.
I had this in my fridge, but other than this beer in the fridge, it was the German beer I had either last week or the week before. And I was like, fuck it. You know what?
Yeah.
There's some new things about this I can talk about at least. But this is Violet from High Sign Brewing. It's 5.1 ABV. It's a blueberry blonde, which I'm super stoked about. Austin, Texas brewery. What's cool though is the can art is different now. They have updated this. So it's very minimalistic, which I'm super stoked about. It's just the silver can with like a white matte label wrapped around it. You have the logo here, and it's all in the like a blueberry color. Everything like the text, the font, everything. And then on the other side, they have a little basket of blueberries.
Aw,
Right?
very
So
sweet,
cute.
very cute.
But I love the redesign. It's like each can is looking like this with the little nuances. Awesome. Yeah. But on top of that, I got to finally visit the brewery at their new location. They're more in town now. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned this on another podcast episode, but they have a pineapple kettle sour that I really love. So I got to keep promoting that. I wish I had that for today. I will get it for the future. I actually hope they do can that or something. Maybe I can find it in the grocery store because I was shocked. Like usually I don't go with sours, but if the fruit flavor's right for it, it automatically shoots up. And then it being a kettle sour, I don't know too much about that style, but it was doing it for me. And it was in like a little bit of a goblet glass. But enough about that beer. Let's talk about
This happens every time.
Every time. I love the color on this. It's a little hard to see through. It looks ambery on camera, but you kind of tell there's a fruit in there when you're looking at it in person. It had a nice head when I poured it out. It is dissipated a little bit. And do a smell test first. Yeah, that smells like a patch blueberries. I'm already in for this. Let's see if the taste has held up over the years since the last time I had this. Oh, yeah. On the front end, it gets you a little bit. You kind of pull back, but as you're swallowing, you just get that rush of blueberries. It's kind of like that aftertaste. Say you had a blueberry pie, and you still have a little bit of that in your mouth. Like that's really nice. I consider this one of their dessert beers. It's a nice little treat for after dinner, which actually I've barely eaten today, so it's going to be a fun episode.
Already is.
Let's go, baby.
Let's fucking go.
Actually, I have another one on deck, so this will not be the only glass consumed. Yeah, I have to recommend this beer. This is actually one of the first ones I had from the brewery. I love that it still exists. Clearly, there are fans out there that they're still brewing it. So if you're ever in Austin, go to High Sign. They're like downtown Austin now. I think a little bit on the east side. I want to say even pretty close to like Blue Owl. So if you're in the sours, you can do kind of like a little brewery tour in that area. There's Lazarus too, and then another one. So you're in good hands if you want to check out some craft beer in Austin. So cheers to you, High Sign. I love it.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. I'm glad you don't have to go out to the airport for it anymore.
That was
right. That's the same
drive.
one, right?
Yeah, it was the same one that they're like, we get it.
Yeah. Also, quick shout out to Lazarus, because every time you bring up that brewery, I just think of the Chimera song Lazarus. So like I just hear like Mark Hunter's whisper vocals in my head.
Oh yeah.
And then that crush. Oh, Chimera. Yeah, always a good one. Glad you brought that one on. That's always a solid beer. And I know I've mentioned this before. We've talked about it before. Like I've had that one with you, which is rare nowadays.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have that bond. Like I'm drinking what you're drinking, but mine's totally different.
Taste the blueberries.
I can, yeah, like, yep. like I said before, I have one more for spooky season left, and it is boom. The fear. Yeah, too scary. So this is from Flying Dog. It's been a hot minute since I've had anything from Flying Dog. The one that they're most known for is Raging Bitch, which is still good. I think it's a Belgian of sorts. It's been a while since I've had that one, but I bring that up because like the label for Raging Bitch looks kind of similar to the fear. So for everyone listening, of note, it is important that all the label art is done by the same artist, which is fucking awesome. And that is, where is it? Ralph Steadman. So if you're looking at this, you're like, damn, this looks familiar. He did all of Hunter S. Thompson's books as well. So that's pretty cool. And per the website, it said that for nearly 32 years, the art of Flying Dog's labels have been created by famed British artist and illustrator, the one, the only, the imitable Ralph Steadman. Monsters and dogs and amorphous creatures you can't quite figure out. Ralph reliably always keeps it weird, which is true. Like even though like you can tell like this is a dog like form, like it's still very fucking weird. It's like disproportional. It looks kind of like sickly yellow and
I was gonna
brown.
say the colorization. I love what he does with color. It's almost like a gradient, if you will, but very harsh.
Yeah, and they're always almost like warm, like muted tones. So like you never see any blues or greens, at least that I can remember. It's almost always like reds, oranges, browns, yellows, stuff like that. So the art is always, if anything, really fun from Flying Dog. And they've been doing, 32 years they've been having labels done. So it's been about that time since they started like the brewery. So this has been around for quite some time. And that's one of those, like, we kind of talk about this with music too. Like when bands or breweries get to like a certain stature, it's like you don't forget about them, but they're just like always there. So it's like, oh yeah, Flying Dog, like I know them. So like won't always try anything from them, like anything new or like revisit it or something like that. So it's always don't succumb to the fear, man. Like go back to it. And there's a really cool, like very small beer distributor pretty close to my house now. And I saw this one, I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is the fear. It's 9%. It's a big boy for sure. It's an Imperial Pumpkin Ale. And per the website, it says spice forward, but not overly sweet. This monster's 9% Imperial Pumpkin Ale bears its fangs and bites back. Let's fucking go. It does. This is like my fifth one. So I've had this one.
Yeah. Let's go. I gotta catch up.
Not today. I haven't had 5 today. I would not be relatively coherent at that point. I've had 5 over the course of like a week. This is my first one today. So, but the 9%, I also haven't eaten that much, so still should be pretty good. But I also have I have my glassware back, Hopwolves. Like I'm really fucking excited for that. There's so many things that I've missed that have just been like very like subtleties over like the last year since we haven't had access to a lot of it. And this is one of them. So let's get a pour for old time's sake.
Hell yeah, dude. I can't wait. Look at this.
Boom. Hell yeah, dude.
And in the Michael Myers glass. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. So you can see the color's nice. It's very brown, but it's got like, I mean, you can see like the reflection of the red, but it's got like little hints of like a reddish ale to it. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, shout out to Nick Adams from, I don't think he does it anymore, but he made this Michael Myers classic a long time ago. I've had this one for a few years now. But yeah, the color is great. It's exactly what I would think that a pumpkin ale like should look like. And it pretty much matches like the bottle. I mean, now it's not the same, but
how's
pretty close.
Is it smell like right off the top?
You get like a lot of like the spice notes off the nose there. So like your cinnamon and like maybe like a little bit of I not brown sugar, but like that's kind of like what it's giving me. So yeah, pretty much like and the thing with this one, as opposed to like pumpkin or other Imperial pumpkin ales or anything like that, like they go for like more of the pumpkin pie route. So like a little bit smoother, a little bit sweeter. This one, like they said, it's spice forward, but not overly sweet. And that is the perfect way to say it. Because sometimes, even though I love those, they're not dessert beers, but like they tend to be on the sweeter end, it gets a lot. But this one, cheers, Hopwolves, let's get it.
I gotta go drink for drink with you.
Yeah, it's a very nicely balanced pumpkin ale. It does have bitterness, more bitterness compared to some of the other pumpkin ales that I've had this season and in general. But I like that. I like that it doesn't mellow it out, but to me it enhances like some of the spice flavor a little bit more because you're getting different types of, like you're getting the bitterness from the hops, but then you also have like the spiciness from the spices. So it's kind of it's a really nice pairing, excuse me. And yeah, I mean, I've had, like I said, quite a few, not today, but I knew like I was going to recommend this one anyway. I've had this before over the years, but again, it's been a while. And yeah, I mean, Flying Dog, it's a fun brewery. They've been around for a long time. They know what they're doing. So the fear from Flying Dog, let's get fucking weird, boys.
Oh yeah, man. I love that you kind of talked about like entities with a long tenure, because the metal news is pretty much about that. We are talking Shadows Fall. They just announced the War Within 20th anniversary show, which is crazy to think about.
It is.
We got this info from the PRP. We implore you to go visit them because it's one of our top metal sites, and we love to give them a little shout out every show. They're reunited. That's of note. They could make new music. So, and I'm hoping for it.
One can only wish.
But Shadows Fall have announced the 20th anniversary show for their fourth studio album. That is 2004's The War Within. The concert is going to be held at the Starland Ballroom in Sayreville, New Jersey. Iconic. On March 16th. So that's coming up next year. We're only a few months away, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think about. VIP tickets and Amex pre-sale that launched on the 1st, but the general on sale is launching today at noon. It's already underway, so hopefully you got your tickets. That is a show not to miss. I think they're gonna ball out at the ballroom. So,
to say the least. I mean,
to
I
say the
remember,
least, yeah.
like that's wild. Like anytime these types of big milestones come up, you know, it's weird enough. Just
I know, it's just we're getting older. Every time we see another one, we're like, oh my god.
I can distinctly remember finding Shadows Fall, like this album in particular, and Ashes of the Wake from Lamb of God, which is also going to be on the 20th anniversary, which I hope they also do something for. There was this magazine called Hit Parader back in the day, and they would always have like top 100 lists of sorts, and I'm a sucker for that. And I mean, that's our favorite stuff to do on here.
We love lists.
We love lists. We love lists. Not top 100. That gets a lot. But yeah, dude, I remember reading that, and I bought Ashes of the Wake and War With It. I don't think it was the same day, but it was like pretty fucking close. And those are two of my favorite albums, like ever.
Dude, when I bought Lamb of God's Ashes of the Wake, I never told my parents about it. I had it in my CD player every day. And this was, it would have been high school, I believe, by then, 2004. Yeah.
Like freshman year.
Yeah.
Give or take. Yeah.
That album was on repeat for a while. I don't know. I could reminisce for days, but I do want to get to this quote from Brian Ferrer. He says, 20 years, cannot believe it. 20 years since Shadows Fall dropped The War Within on the world. This record changed my entire life. It took me around the world, which is fucking awesome. He goes on to say, we had been surprised about the success of The Art of the Balance, which is a great fucking record in its own.
Yeah.
And they definitely felt a little pressure to take things to another level. But they did not allow that pressure to change our vision of the band that we wanted to be. Our goal was to allow all the influences to shine through while pushing metal into a new direction, creating the music we had always wanted to hear ourselves. That is the goal, man. Create music you want to hear, that you want to exist in this world. That's the way to go. Arie, I love that you included this in the section. What is the favorite Shadows Fall record outside of The War Within? Because we all know that is S tier for them, for
Yes.
sure. However, we have some controversial picks. I personally love Threads of Life. Redemption is one of their top songs, in my opinion. It's such a good chorus. It is such a good chorus. They, got a new producer for this, but it was remixed by the old guy, Zeus. I don't know. We read on the Wikipedia that the label had nothing to do with the sound. So that makes it a little bit more controversial because some people would be like, well, are you sure about that?
I was one of those people.
Yeah, it is more commercial. I don't care, but I love it. I remember my brother buying this. Shout out Mark. He got this album. I immediately fell in love with it after he played it. But you, sir, you have a different album in mind, and this one came a little later.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I love the Art of Balance, like another S tier from them. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to go down that route, but legitimately, Retribution is one of my favorite Shadows Fall albums. This is like their big comeback from Threads of Life.
Yeah.
And it just like, it's raw, dude. Like, it's stupid heavy. Brian says fuck. And that's like the first time on record that they ever like said that.
You hush now.
Oh, dude, it's so good. I mean, you got like A Public Execution is the song that I'm thinking of where he says the word, but like King of Nothing, dude, is a fucking bop. The whole album is just like front to back a banger. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I really like Threads of Life. It's very different for them, yes. and we were talking off camera. It was a big deal because like they were on, I think it was Atlantic, so they were on like a major label, and that was unheard of when it came to metal, like most metal, other than like Metallica or like huge bands like that. So it was a big deal for sure. They only did the one record, and you can tell like if you're like going through, like that one stands out to be like, this sounds like very commercial, but it's still heavy. It's just way more melodic than their other, like it's not War Within, it's not Of One Blood, it's not Art of Balance. But I think that's why I liked Retribution so much, is because they kind of went back to the roots a little bit. They were like, dude, we didn't really go anywhere. We just wanted to do our own thing, and now we're back to making heavy shit. And I'm glad that Shadows Fall is getting, as Todd would say, their flowers, because they deserve it. They do, dude. That was like the peak of the new wave of American heavy metal. Like Shadows Fall, Lamb of God, Chimera was in there. Like God Forbid, actually that whole like the New England, like the Boston scene in general, Kill Switch was on the rise.
I've been on like a MySpace metal kick, but like I started listening to God Forbid's first album, and I've been going down that path.
Awesome, so good.
I miss that sound, man.
It is like it's a very distinct. Like we talk about the MySpace deathcore, we talk about like the metalcore from that same era, and but that was just like that true, as Randy says, like true American metal, and it is like there's a very distinct sound. It's very raw, and it's still fucking heavy, dude. You've got the blazing solos, you've still got the breakdowns, you got choruses too, not always, but they're there. Yeah, just a great time to be alive, and
you had to be there.
You had to be there. But us reminiscing aside, because we'll take all fucking day to do that, let's get to the albums that dropped, because we're in the here and now. We're having a beer with the Hopwolves and talking about new music. Another stellar day for the metal community. We're starting it off with Carnal Tomb with Embalmed in Decay, Carnation with Cursed Morality, Cauldron, Suicide in the City. I don't know why I said it like that, but it just felt right. Cosmotorium with Broken Archetypes, Counting Bodies with Seasonal Aggression EP. Hate when that happens, dude. Every season. Deadmau5 with Death of One, also an EP. Super stoked for Dying Wish with Symptoms of Survival. I will say that's my favorite of the day.
Same.
It's the only one I've really listened to, but like I
should have worn my Dying Wish shirt. Fuck.
I'm disappointed in you. That's okay. But you have your Human Hell shirt. So Human Hell, yeah, for Dying Wish, and RIP to Human Hell. Miss you, boys. So we got that. Then we have Fuming Mouth with Last Day of Sun, Cranium with 2 A's and a K. No, I think Cranium is spelled with a K. Anyway, now I have to think about it. It doesn't matter. That's Scriptures of Vincenial Defilement. I am excited for that album as well. Brewtal alum Mugshot with Cold Will. And that's an EP. So this is exciting too. They're on Pure Noise now. And Mugshot has been on the up and up ever since they came back with Empty Heaven a couple years ago.
Hell yeah.
Which great EP. Very excited for that. Then following that, we have Necrotic Gore Beast with Repugnant. And of note, Necrotic Gore Beast is all one word, but the N, the G, and the B are all capitalized. I hope this is the same Nights Like These. I didn't even see that you put this on there. The God Cities.
It is. I was shocked. I was like, what? I remember this band, and that I had to I was double checking, and I was like, this isn't like a remaster, right? And I could double check, triple check, quadruple check. No, this is a new music from them.
That's really exciting. I am blanking on their first album, but I used to jam that shit. Again, throwback. Jam that shit in high school all the time. Oh my God, I got to revisit that. I really like that band.
They've got a flair to their music. I don't want to say like Southern guitars kind of deal, but it's got like some energy to it, like E-Tid.
It reminded me too, like that same era of like the really weird gent of like Fell Silent and bands like that. From a Second Story Window, yes, Number 12 Looks Like You, like shit like that. So just weird, like gonzo type of metalcore. So that's exciting. Moving along, we have Ozone with Shutting You Down EP. In my mind, I read it as Shutting You the Fuck Down, which now I'm kind of upset.
They're a hardcore band, so they might say that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's worth checking out for sure. Otherwise, it wouldn't be on this list. Then we have Silent Planet with Super Bloom. That's going to be a very different release for them, but I'm very excited. Simeon with Hominid. Skin Trophy. That's a self-titled EP. SPIRITBOX with The Fear of Fear. Also an EP.
Get that beer ready for that one.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I'm very excited for that one. I told Todd off camera, there's times I'll just listen to The Void on repeat for like hours on end. I think that song is absolutely fantastic. And this is SPIRITBOX at the top of their game, showcasing that they can still be heavy as fuck, but melodic, which that's their bread and butter. Then we have Death Metal Hero Suffocation with Hymns from the Apocrypha. Pretty close, I think. Then we have Sugar Spine with Emerald, and another Brewtal alum, The Convalescence with Harvesters of Flesh and Bone.
I'm waiting a while for that one.
I know they had it seemed like a label change.
Something happened because it released. I was jamming it. I was like, this is fucking awesome. And then it exited Spotify as quickly as I found it. And I was like, fuck, what happened? So it's been a long road, but it's out and they're fucking awesome. So go check out that band.
Hell yeah. Very welcome to have that in rotation today. We kind of went over it a little bit, but like I'd mentioned, Dying Wish and SPIRITBOX I'm very excited for. But Convalescence, Fuming Mouth. I'm really interested in Necrotic Gore Beast.
As one is.
As one is. But what about yourself? What were some of the ones that are doing? Because we pretty much had the same list.
Dying Wish, first and foremost, I had that on loop so many times today. And then I ventured out. SPIRITBOX, you will not be disappointed. Silent Planet is different, but fucking awesome. I have to read the lyrics when I listen to music because even though it's they're getting away from that poetry core, quote core, however the fuck you want to call it.
Very sad about that.
Yeah, I am sad about that, but I really like this new direction they're heading in. It sounds fantastic. It sounds huge, epic. It's about aliens, I believe. So We'll
Nice.
see. Yeah, I only listened to half that album because I was so preoccupied with Dying Wish, and then I was like trying to go through so many other things, and I found a lot of albums that I really like. Mugshot, though, I do want to give them a shout out. Brewtal alums, that EP is solid. Go listen to that.
Hell
It's
yeah.
perfect on loop. So if you're feeling it, just keep it playing. But we not only do albums, we do songs, and that makes up our certified Brutal Bangers playlist, the CBB. We want to go fast, and at the top, we are going fast and fucking heavy. We are starting with Gloombringer is the band, and the song is Grotesque Dismemberment.
Fuck yeah.
How else would Dismemberment be?
Could be classy. Could do
Yeah, it
like
could
like a Hannibal type of deal where it's just like very sophisticated.
Very clean cut, yeah.
Yeah.
But next is Ripped Apart, so we're getting even more brutal. They are taking us down through a hall of meat. That is the song title. It is deserving as number 2. It used to be number 1 until we added that Gloombringer song. So starting
Heavy.
hot and heavy. Next up at number 3 is State of Filth featuring Bashed In with their song Endless Torment. There's a theme here, guys.
Yeah.
And then we have the Exiled Martyr coming up next with Carrion Crown. And I actually really like that song title. That should be a band name. We'll see if someone takes
It's
it.
about to be.
People love Crown in a band name. It seems like
Rightfully so. Yeah.
Yeah. Next up at number 5, we have the Prithy Cessation. That's an interesting band name with their song Lord of Cinder. Next up at number 6, we have the Ritual Aura with the Hirasark 2. So they have a number 1 apparently. Enduring Prophecy. If you like blackened deathcore, this is getting a little bit into that territory, which is it's a good jam.
Nice.
Next up at number 7, we have Shikaka. I love saying that band name. Shikaka, I'm not kidding, with their song Paper Doll. At number 8, we have Holdra with their track She. That's it. It is just called She, but it is heavy as fuck, so go check that out. And number 9, we have Cavusum. That's Cavusum with the Great Mistress. Number 10, we have Omega Diatribe with Mind Reader. At number 11, we're dropping bombs, bro, with the Pittsburgh band Underneath. Fuck yeah. I actually did this on purpose because wind chimes, bro. Both from PA. Come on. So right after Underneath with bombs, we have wind chimes with 10,000 and counting. Are we talking about bombs? I don't know. We'll find out here soon.
Something like that.
Something like that. At number 13, Vitriol, dude. The Flowers of Sadism. That's a banger, dude. Fucking solid. After them, we have Celestial Burial with Dancing Clown. If you're a fan of it, dude, it's got a sample from the movie. The single cover art shows the clown himself. I fucking love it. I love that they went there. At number 15, we have Dead Vectors. They're still kicking, even though their vocalist is now.
Yeah. And Sentinels. I was like, I don't know if you want me to say it or not.
I did because I forgot for a second.
Oh. Yeah, dude. Shout out to Kenny for joining the Sentinels. In Limbo is a great EP.
Hell yeah. Anyway, Dead Vectors, The Shadows Between Become Us. I actually really love the single artwork for that. It kind of it's like cartoonish horror. I like it.
Yes.
Next up, we have Dreer. This is a very new band. I forget how I found out about them. I think it was an Instagram ad. So shout out to the IG ads. They're working. This is a very cool band. They're from Arizona, which is a great fucking metal scene. So it checks out. Their single is called Winning Was Never the Point, and it's fucking good. So go check that out. Next up, I didn't know where to put these. I went with Flow. These songs should be higher because they're just as heavy as the beginning of this playlist. But we have Reflections with Scapegoat, which is one of their best songs, in my opinion. It's
awesome.
It's like a 5-minute banger, dude. And the music video is super fucking cool for it.
I'm trying to think who. Oh, it was Johnny Tardulo from Carcosa and Angel Maker was like, Scapegoat is what a heart attack sounds like.
Yes.
I was like, this is the best description they could, because it's so weird, but it's stupid heavy.
I
Yeah,
love
me
it.
too. I'm with you. I know Willow was one of your favorites from a couple years
Still,
ago.
to this day, it's one of my favorite albums.
I really like where Reflections went. Not that they were ever a bad band, but I like this
went dark,
version
bro.
of
Jake Wolf is a wolf, bro. He's in good hands with the Hopwolves.
Hell yeah, dude.
Next up, though, Darko US with Rampage, dude. Admittedly, between the both of us, it took a little bit to get into this one. We were kind of like, oh, it's just another Darko track. But after repeated listens, you kind of get back into the swing of things, I would say.
I mean, it's that's not a slight. It's Darko is great. Like, you're not gonna go wrong with anything that they do. It just like it just didn't really stand out in the catalog. But it's still fucking awesome. It's heavy. It's everything that you would want from a Darko song. So like, it's just, I don't know, like, to me, Oni has been like the best thing that they've put out, just because like it wasn't like super different, but it was different enough from their previous efforts that I'm just like, this is it. So I selfishly want like Oni Part 2, but we'll see.
We will see. They chug out music like crazy, so I'm sure we'll see soon.
Yeah, especially since Baby J is like, that's his focus now. Like, that is what he's doing.
Fuck yeah. Last but not least, we have 2 tracks left. We have Gloom Season with Carmageddon. That is a fucking banger. Again, we tried to make these playlists heavier and heavier, and I think we succeeded with this one. Because at number 20, Paleface Swiss, bro, with the Gallo. Had to include them. They made the cut, and because, of course, it's Paleface Swiss.
I had to look up. I'm like, just the singular Gallo, but like, I kind of like that.
The Gallo.
The Gallo. Like, that is it. That's where you're going.
The very first Gallo.
I am glad that they've been blowing the fuck up, because Paleface is fan fucking tastic.
I know, on the deathcore subreddit, like, I'm always seeing people talk about them, so I love that they're continually getting new fans. Very deserving.
Yes.
Out of this list, though, we like to ask ourselves, what is our favorites? I'm going to go with mine. Reflections, Gloombringer at the top with Ripped Apart. Vitriol was a standout, and then Wind Chimes, which we'll talk about here in just a little bit. Arie, what about yourself? I know a lot of it's samesies, but you had one band that really stood out to you.
That Underneath track is the bomb diggity, if you will.
Nice.
Dude,
that's just one bomb.
Yeah, all the bombs. It's short, it fucks hard, and whatever it is, Underneath like frequents my thoughts a lot. Like, it's the pageantry. Hopwolves know that we're big about that.
Buried underneath.
It's buried underneath, dude. But I love the artwork that they get. I don't know if it's like this. I'm pretty sure it's like the same artist or like someone similar, but like they always look very nightmarish, and I love it. I love that they're like a younger band coming up, and of course, like, they're from Pittsburgh, so a little selfish there, but they're super good. I can't wait, because they have a new album coming out in just a couple months, starting off the season very hot and heavy. But yeah, I mean, I haven't listened to the Vitriol one, but I am excited for that. It's heavy shit, dude. And it's fun for us too, because like, I'm not familiar with a lot of these bands. So that's always cool to get. We're always looking for new things. But I think what I really want to talk about at this point, unless you have anything else to say, would be the featured band.
Yes.
We're going with Wind Chimes. Wind Chimes, also from Pittsburgh. 10,000 and counting, dude. What a track. On many levels. It's crushing, and it's so, and the thing that's really cool, if I'm honest, like, it took me a little bit to get into Wind Chimes just in general, but I'm glad that like I had that experience, because like they are just such a unique band, because you really can't pin them into like one genre. They have like really like doomy and gloomy, but like a lot of doomy parts. But this one is like really different, at least from my experience with the band. It's a lot faster. It's very haunting, which they've always kind of had. But they have those doomy elements still. It's just a really awesome fucking culmination of a bunch of different influences, which, to be fair, their bio is genre bending Pennsylvania death started in 2019. So like that is the best way to put it.
Short and
the
sweet.
band,
I love
short
it.
and sweet. Yeah. So it's really cool when you can get a band that you're just like, I'm not really sure like what to expect from them. And I've been fortunate enough to catch them live.
I was about to ask you that. I thought you had mentioned you saw them live.
Yeah, they opened up the Signs of the Swarm release show back in July. Yeah. I didn't catch all of it. I think I only caught like the last 2 songs, but it was fucking awesome. I know they're good friends too with the Breathing Process, our homies. So they're in good company there, but they really brought it. I know they've gone through like a lot of lineup changes, but as of right now, we have Gavin, Dylan, Brandon, and Evan. I'm pretty sure Gavin is the vocalist and Dylan does guitars. So Brandon and Evan, I apologize. I was trying to find the lineup, but I wasn't entirely sure. But we have bass and drums for sure. This track just released today, which is really exciting for us and for the Hopwolves also. But about the track, they said that the band said, this song is about the atrocities that the colonial churches have made and how resilient and strong indigenous people are. It's a very, very poignant, we're still
feeling the effects of everything that's happened in the past.
It's insane, especially with it being November and Thanksgiving coming up. That's such. It's a very weird holiday when you get down to brass tacks. I mean, yes, it's great to celebrate with family, but like we're talking about fucking genocide here, Hopwolves. Like, we really overlook that, and we really overlook the effects of
everything
the
we
indigenous
enjoy
people
here in America has been created out of bloodshed in a way.
It's really fucking sad, and there's no other way to put it other than like it's amazing that there have been so many indigenous people over the last, like, at least that I've noticed, like probably like 5 to 10 years that have been speaking out about all these atrocities that are still going on to this day, which is in fucking insane.
Yeah, we're still fucking up their land, manipulating it for our own use, like the oil pipelines, you name it. God, I mean, look how many cities, sports teams are named after, in a way, destruction.
I mean, that's the best way to put it. Like, this country was built off of violence, and it's sad that the indigenous people that were here before us are suffering like they should be thriving, and we should be in.
Recently, that movie that came out, Killers of the Flower Moon, I haven't seen it yet, but I read about it and I'm like, fucking hell. Like, I want to watch it for sure, but like, I'm not ready because it is heavy on the theme. Yes.
So what we're getting at really is like, this is a topic that hasn't been as much discussed, at least that we're familiar with. So having a song raise up the voices of what's happening to indigenous people is very important. And we're really honored to be able to feature this song in particular. I mean, WINDCHIMES is a great band. Like, there's no doubt about that. But this one is, again, it's just poignant for the time and will always be important. And I also wanted to take, because they have a lyric video that came out as well today, which actually Trevor from Ghost of Elher has his thing called Crimson Visions. He did the lyric video for WINDCHIMES, so that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, always 1 degree of separation here on Brewtal. But I wanted to give you the excerpt that they had in there as well, because I thought it was also important. It says residential schools were government-backed conversion, quote unquote, schools for Native Americans created by the colonial churches. The last residential school was closed in 1997, yet there are still privately owned residential schools being ran to this day. which is insane.
Yeah.
There were roughly 500 residential schools in all of Northern America, which only a few dozen have been searched. Nearly 10,000 unmarked graves and remains of Native children have been found in total. Like that.
Fucking wow.
Speechless. That's insane.
I didn't know that. I literally hadn't read that until now. Wow.
So yeah, I mean, this is heavy stuff. And again, like, it needs to be talked about. Children who spent their last days being abused and neglected for their heritage, forced to be something they're not, some clinging to their roots to the last day. They were taken from their families on false notions and put into the hands of wicked people. The hand of God was not soft to them. The actions of man were not just. Let them rest in your thoughts and be the voice that was stripped from them.
It's powerful, dude. Like, I'm
very
getting
powerful.
chills while you're reading that, man. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yes. So let's take a moment of silence for everyone that has suffered under an unrighteous hand. We really can't do much other than try to get justice for everyone that's been wrong. So let's take a moment. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's really no easy way
to transition. We are going to talk about the song, so I'm going to talk about the music.
Yes,
because you can enjoy music with a deeper meaning like this. Because I think it adds to what they're saying, the lyrics, which are always my favorite part.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to be talking about the music mostly today because I actually really love Wind Chimes and what they're doing. So this starts off with a sample from the Young Spirits drum circle. So you'll hear some music from natives as well as some chanting, if you will, singing. Then right after, we hear a raw scream of the song title, which is 10,000 and counting. It's just the vocalist going at it. And I love that. Just no instruments underneath. It's one of my favorite parts. And the riff comes in right underneath that with the rest of the instruments. And it's so satisfying. You can tell like we're in for a ride. This is about like a 4-minute, just under song. It shifts slightly around 1 minute with even more ferocity. Those riffs, dude, are fucking fantastic. Again, just the energy. It's just like a punch in the face after that scream with the music. The musicianship is top notch. All you guys, you're doing a fantastic job. I love hearing all the instruments. They complement each other very well. The transitions are very seamless in this song. Around 2 minutes, we get a little bit of a breather with a melodic section. I wrote down, you kind of like turn the lights down low, light a candle. And then 2:24 is my fucking favorite moment. I love, it's like, I think it's the guitar. It's just like this fucking boom. And they like let it like echo out. And they do it a few times. It's just like a slow, dragged out breakdown from that point with a haunting melody that carries throughout the song. Super powerful. I can only imagine how great this sounds live. And then the song fades out with that same melody. Do you remember? Did you hear this one live by any chance? Or
no, I don't think so.
You don't think they played it yet?
No, because this was.
Oh, you also said you caught like half their set too.
Right. So I feel like because they released an EP like way earlier this year.
And I love that EP, guys. Just a heads up, like active listener here with that one.
That is one that I have to really go back and revisit because I remember it coming out, but I did not give it the time of day. And I apologize for that because I know it's going to be a banger.
You got 2 months left this year. So
let's fucking go with that. I don't remember that one being played, but the live performance they sounded so good. It was awesome.
Y'all are onto something. I just want you to personally know that as a Portman X beer, and we'll get onto that a little bit here about what y'all are drinking and listening to. We ask every featured band that, but this song in particular, like Arie had mentioned, it is a little bit of a departure from the stuff you were creating. And you're onto something here with this song because it's very well thought out. And I love that you did that, especially with the meaning behind this song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you're doing those 10,000 plus proud and beyond.
Yes.
And I hope I'm in no way, shape, or form. I don't think I have an ounce of Native American in me, but I do have a cousin who is Arapaho.
Yes.
And I actually kind of want to recommend this to her and her siblings. I think they might have a good takeaway from this song. I know Carcosa has done a song before, so I love that this is becoming more of a trend in getting those voices heard about topics like this. When you were reading that, I had no fucking clue. No fucking clue. This is stuff that history books don't teach you. So
yeah.
Yes, this is very important to talk about shit like this in metal songs, which you can show that raw emotion. And you hear it in this fucking track. I know I said pretty much all I had to say, but and you often reiterate what I say. But what was some of your takeaways from listening to this?
I think the only thing that you really didn't mention that I think is important is the main lyrics towards the end of the song, "Rise and Thrive," just is very powerful. And to your point, like the musicianship, like it's really like it's haunting, but like it's driving, like it almost makes me think of like the sample from the drum circle. Like it's very driving forward, and like you can kind of feel the energy flowing through you, like while you're listening to the track, which is really, really fucking cool. And I guess the last thing I would say is like the riffs for days. And as I've mentioned this so many times on here, I'm a fucking slut for any pinch harmonics, and there's so many. But I also
I'm so bad with terminology. That's why I didn't write that down, but thank you for mentioning that.
It's just, I was here for that the entire time. And I really like that the cadence of the vocals matches what is happening with the instruments a lot of the times. I'm also a huge slut for that too. I love when it matches up like that. So it's always about the nuances for your boys here, and yins are really just like Todd said, you're making those 10,000 and counting proud. And there have been other like indigenous metal acts. Like I think it's Black Braid is one that I can think of that's phenomenal. And it's just a whole different perspective that we just don't really get.
I kind of hope that from this song, that might influence more people to do more songs about stuff like this, because I hope that's a trend.
I do too. And I really, now that we're talking about this, I believe on TikTok, because Wind Chimes, they're pretty active on there too. I believe I saw a video of like them recommending other indigenous metal acts.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, maybe we can put that in our show notes.
Yeah, so homies, let us know like who else we can help raise up, because this is awesome. And again, it's just really powerful stuff, musicianship on fucking point. Go visit the EP, any of the singles. If you can catch Wind Chimes live, fucking do it, dude. They're so good.
Beyond the music, though, we'd like to talk about what is fueling the band. So Arie, take it away with the beverages first, and then we also ask what they're jamming, which we'd love to hear. This is either influences or what they're just feeling in the moment. So I can't wait to hear these lists.
Yes. So we're going to start off with Gavin, who is a green tea with honey friend. Always, I love that combo. One of my favorites. Dylan is drinking Blue Moon and any IPA. Love it. Brandon is with Fathead's Juice to Jupiter IPA. Awesome choice. And classic Yinzer, Evan is go with Iron City. IC, baby. Hell yeah.
Man. Fuck yeah, dude. Solid list, guys. And I love that it's diverse. Gavin with the green tea with honey. I agree with you. Although when I got COVID, I can't do honey anymore in tea. So kudos to you. Green tea is great. I can't do it with honey.
Another thing COVID fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, great list. That's a nice, like, all-encompassing spectrum from the Wind Chime boys. And then getting into what they picked, we have 8 tracks, and it looks like 2 per band member, so that's fucking awesome.
Yes, and I don't know which 2 per person, so just a heads up, we don't know. how they're kind of divvied up, but yeah, only 8 tracks this round.
Yes, but that's okay because we will round out the list with 2 Wind Chimes tracks. So yeah, even better. And we'll pick the Wind Chimes tracks. So we're starting off with Deliquise. That's the band. And the track is Sectarian. Next, we have Divide and Gridlink with Silk Ash Cascade. I believe those are 2 like actually different bands. I know like when I looked it up that Gridlink was with Silk Ash Cascade, but don't quote me. I'm not familiar with these guys, but we'll check it out for sure. One I am very familiar with, and I'm super happy that you guys included this, Amigo the Devil with Cannibal Within, their newest track. I'm very fucking excited for the new album, and what a fun performance to see. Anytime you can see Amigo the Devil, Danny's so fucking funny and so talented. Special place in my heart for Amigo the Devil. That was our first dance songs. So hell yeah. Next we have Sweet Pill with Starchild, Wormhole with Elysium. Then we have Nithing with Cystic Ovarian Burial Ground. Awesome. Primal Horde with Death Dealer. And then Mortiferium with Sephiric Extinction. So this is a really cool list. I don't really know most of these. I know Wormhole, I know Amigo the Devil, and Nithing. The rest, no idea.
Yeah, I've heard of those 3, but like I hadn't really listened to a lot of them. I know you love Amigo the Devil, so I need to check them out more. Yeah, we're just gonna put this list together. It's gonna be on Spotify, so we're gonna listen to it ourselves and yeah, figure out what they're all about. I love that y'all included different genres on it. We sometimes, some metal bands are like all metal, but we love a diverse playlist. And of course, we're going to include the song 10,000 and Counting from Wind Chimes on that list so you can hear it even more, because you should. Check out the band on Instagram. Look up Wind Chimes Band. Pretty much on any platform, that's how you'll find them. I don't know. I'm delaying and delaying. Y'all need to listen to 10,000 and Counting from Wind Chimes. Fucking let's go.